Oh, here we are buying
So we're at the lumber yard. We're gonna get our concrete reinforcing wire. This is the coolest lumber yard in the world.
You drive through.
You drive through the lumber yard.
Mitch, how's it going? Henry, how's it going? Eric, how's it going?
Well, back to the show. This is a large lumber yard. Your lumber yard might not have this, but this is called concrete reinforcing wire. It comes in 5 foot by 10 foot lengths, and they use it when you're pouring a sidewalk or something like that. But it's also perfect for making tomato cages. There's 2 different gauges of wire that it comes in. I think it comes in an 8 gauge, and this looks like it might be a 16 gauge. No, wait, 12.
What's a gauge?
It's just like electrical wire, has 10 and 12 gauge wire and 14 gauge wire. It's the same thing with wire to make other things. So these are 5 foot by 10 foot lengths, and we're basically going to cut them in half.
You sure?
Yeah, I measured them.
It looks to me like you best have your tetanus shot before you work on this. Is it pre-rusted?
Well, if you're doing GardenFork, you should always have your tetanus shot, which I had last year after stepping on a nail. So.
Hi, Midge. Is that me helping?
Yeah, that's you helping. Had to make a stop at Willie's Wiener Wagon for kielbasa.
Well, I know I ain't worried about him.
Okay, so we're back at the house. Lynn went to the barn. We're full of hot dogs now. Thank you, Willie's Wiener Wagon. I have to figure out the diameter of the cage. I looked at our different trash cans and stuff, and I found one that had kind of a nice diameter I thought would be good for tomatoes. And I measured the circumference, and it's about 5 feet. So that's perfect, because this is a 10-foot long piece. So we're basically just going to cut it in half, and then we'll have 2 cages for each 10-foot piece we bought. So that'll be nice. So to cut this, I put down 2 2x4s, and then I centered where we're going to cut the wire right over the gap in between them. And we're going to try a couple. You could use bolt cutters to cut this. You really can't use wire cutters, it's just too thick. I don't have a bolt cutter, so I'm going to use my hand grinder and see how well that works. So make sure you have your Star Wars shield on. I could go to a Star Wars convention with this. Or these are cheap, they're like 12 bucks at the store. And then I'm going to use, this is a 4-inch grinder. It has a grinding wheel on it. If yours can put a cutting wheel on it, you can get small cutting wheels that go on these as well. And we're going to see what happens with this. Forms a shape like that, and the barrel's too big. So I don't know what to do here. I've really not done this before, so I'm just going to try and turn this kind of in on itself and see what happens. So we want to make it kind of coil together. Ooh, that takes some strength. Around. Ah! I figured out, I've made a couple of these now, and I figured out a better way to do it. So you need 2 different things. You need, these are called lineman's pliers.
Which ones?
The yellow ones.
Okay.
These are big pliers. And then you need, these are called channel locks. So here's what you do, okay?
Okay.
Step 1, after you've cut your thing here, you take the end points and the middle point and you bend them over, but you do it in a bit of an offset. In other words, you don't bend this straight over, you bend it. See these little Sharpie things, that's why I think the bolt cutters would be better. But instead of bending this straight over, we want to bend it at an angle, kind of like that. So then you count to the middle one, and you do the same thing. You bend this over to the side, like that. Maybe that's a better word, bend it to the side. So you take that, and you bend like that.
So not all of them, just the end ones and the middle one.
Right, the end ones and the middle one. Okay, now we do that on the other side. So we flip this thing around.
Poke your eyes out.
The hard part is trying to make this into a nice circle when you bend it over. And you know, this being GardenFork, we can't make it a perfect circle. I tried using a barrel, it didn't work very well, or a trash can.
Oh, that's why you had the barrel out?
Yeah. You missed the part where this thing whacked me in the eye. Ah!
Oh.
So here's what you do. You take one end and you stick it in the ground like that. It's over like this.
When you're gonna hook it.
No, we're gonna get it as close as we can, like that. Okay, and then we just press this down, so we're kind of making it curve. And it's not going to be perfect, but we've got a bit of a curve started there. So then you take the ends and you connect them. So there you go. So that's
nice.
that just connects like that, and then we do it in the middle as well.
How many did it take before you figured that out?
About 4.
What is this, number 5?
This is
out of 5?
Yeah. No, we're gonna make 10. Henry,
Oh,
Midge.
what's that?
No, that is not a play toy.
That's your safety
He's got
helmet.
He's got part of my Star Wars uniform.
What?
I didn't tell you about Star Wars uniform.
You never told me. I'll be leaving now. Gator.
Excuse me. Midge! Hey. So we just connect the ends.
You've seen this.
I know, but I want to show it again. So that connects there. Okay, now what we do is you take your channel locks. So we take this and we pinch this closed.
Sealed.
There you go. So that's what we're going to do with all the end pieces here. Okay, so I did the 3. I did the end ones and the middle one, and now I'm just going to go back with my lineman's pliers and make these offset loops and connect them.
So you do that with all of them?
Yep.
So you just start with the 3 to get it started?
Right. So be careful of the ends of these because they're kind of sharp.
You should probably be wearing gloves or something.
Okay, so I've did all the loops here. See, we did these bending over. We're going to turn it over, and then we're going to press down on this.
We get to sit on it.
I guess you could. Well, we're going to try and make it into a circle as best we can.
You were having trouble with that before?
Well, I was trying different ways. So that's not a perfect circle, but that's we're not going to Mars, you know. But this will be great. Look at that. It's like that's a great tomato cake. Here's one that I've done already. I drove in a big stake here, and the beauty of the raised beds, if you have really hard ground and your stakes don't go down too deep, you can put a double-headed nail in, or you can also do screws, and you just screw the stake into the side of your raised bed. See, like this.
Well, look, you already have flowers in your tomatoes.
Yeah, there's some blossoms. You can also you can weave your stakes through the wire here. I'm just going to tie some string around here. We'll just tie string around here.
We heard.
We got I got a really nice viewer email from someone who said that he actually watches GardenFork with his children just before they go to bed on the little iPod, the video iPod.
Really?
And they said that their favorite show is when it's the hilling the potatoes, I think, and when Henry is attacking the camera, and they play that over and over again. Those kids love it. So.
Oh, when she's little?
Yeah, so that's kind of fun.
It's
kind of
fun.
neat.
That's super fun.
So I got to read more viewer mail for the show, because it's really neat to get the comments.
So send him some.
Yeah, and put your comments on. If you watch on iTunes, leave a review on the GardenFork page on iTunes. That'd be really cool, because there's 4 reviews there, and they're nice. They're very flattering.
Tell them the brutal truth.
But tell them the brutal truth. That's a brilliant show. All right, so there you go. That's our episode on tomato cages. I think you should use the bolt cutters instead of a grinder, and watch out for the sharp edges of the wire, and just buy the right tools. And buy the right wire. Buy the right wire. That's too. Key. You want the light gauge reinforcing wire. And that's it. So also check out our other show, Real World Green, at realworldgreen.com, and send us some email and comments and tell your friends about the show, all right? We'll see you later.
So sweet.
Hey!